Hello everyone and welcome. Today we're going to talk about Bold Fighter, what it does, some builds that use it, and then how you can counter it. Bold Fighter is one of the strongest skills in the game, and you need to be prepared for it. Bold Fighter is a B skill with an equip cost of 240 skill points. Like Wary and Vengeful Fighter, Bold Fighter is restricted to armor units. If you're looking for Bold Fighter fodder, it can be obtained from either Winter Lissa or Harden. On paper, Bold Fighter is straightforward. If the equipped unit initiates combat, the unit is guaranteed to make a follow-up attack. Additionally, the unit will gain extra special per attack they make. Bundled together, these effects make Bold Fighter terrifying. It allows armored units to double, regardless of speed, so they can channel more points into attack, defense, and res without losing any offensive power. Then, all that extra special charge can be used to activate specials every round. When combined with min-maxed armor stats and cost reducers, those specials deal immense amounts of damage. If nothing gets in the way, any special with a charge time of 3 or less will activate on the second attack if a Bold Fighter armor initiates. So combined, guaranteed doubles and extra special lets Bold Fighter units obliterate their enemies by going over the top with special damage. Let's consider some common Bold Fighter builds. Keep in mind that at very high investment, small differences in build can matter. Changes in IV, special, seal, or team setup can have a significant impact on marginal unit performance. These builds are intended to be a guideline and a starting point, and may not be optimal in the context of your team, level of investment, or score range. First, we have the poster boy for Bold Fighter, Zellkiyose. Zellkiyose is a powerhouse. His stats are great, he has built-in distant counter, and his personal special is Black Luna. Black Luna is one of the most devastating specials in the game, and the fact that it activates on both phases is a big part of why Zellkiyose is so oppressive. The reason Zellkiyose works so well is the Steady Breath, Quick Riposte, and Bold Fighter combination. Bold Fighter guarantees a player phase double plus a Black Luna. Steady Breath and Quick Riposte do the same on the enemy phase. The C skill for Zellkiyose is flexible, but it's not uncommon to see tactics skills or armor synergy skills. This build isn't the only way to play Zellkiyose, but it's the one I see most often. In addition to this set, it's a good idea to prepare for aggressive Zellkiyose variants too. Sometimes he'll replace QR with Quick Impulse, or even replace Alendite with a dedicated player phase weapon. Although I'm highlighting Zellkiyose here, the Steady Breath, Quick Riposte, and Bold Fighter set works on any armor unit that has an innate distant counter weapon. That means Harden, Grima, even the Black Knight all use it really well. Next we have Valentine's Hector. Valentine's Hector can't abuse Steady Breath quite like Zellkiyose can, but he doesn't really need to. The Berserk Armads is enough special acceleration by itself, and when you combine it with Bold Fighter, you end up with perhaps the strongest melee wrecking ball in the hero's roster. Thanks to the cost reduction on his personal weapon, Valentine's Hector reduces the cost of Ignis to 3. If he attacks with Bold Fighter, it's guaranteed to trigger, and that Ignis will add at least 30 damage to his second attack. Valentine's Hector is powerful enough to crush through red tanks, or even red units with Triangle Adept if their defenses are too low. Hector's Bold Fighter variant is vulnerable, however, and red magical damage will tear him to pieces. Third, we have one of the weirdest builds around, Firesweep Fe. Firesweep Fe is bizarre when you look at it. It's one of the best examples I could think of to showcase the craziness of Bold Fighter. This is a dedicated player phase build that revolves around Gale Force, and yet it's being run on a unit with abysmal speed. By combining Bold Fighter and Quick Impulse, Gale Force activates the first time Fe initiates combat. Firesweep Fe with Gale Force is able to throw out 4 attacks at full damage without any chance of retaliation. That's more than enough damage to kill most physical walls, and it doesn't even cost her any health to do it. Additionally, because Armor March lasts until the end of the turn, Fe has additional movement on her Gale Force turn as well. If you'd rather maximize Fe's one-round KO killing power, you can always replace Firesweep and Gale Force with Brave Lance or Slaying Lance and a damaging special. Finally, we have what I think is the strongest player phase build in the entirety of Fire Emblem Heroes, Brave Bow Halloween Jacob. I'll cut to the chase here. The damage that Halloween Jacob can put out is obscene. Thanks to Bold Fighter, Brave Bow will always quad, and Jacob will generate 2 special for every one of his attacks. If you use Moonbow, this means you can Moonbow twice in 1 round of combat. If you use Bonfire or Luna, it's enough to guarantee that they activate even if the enemy has guard. If you use Ignis, it will activate on the first hit of his follow-up attack. Add in Death Blow, Armor March, and potentially even armor buffs, and you have yourself a mobile bunker that is capable of one-round KOing the vast majority of the roster. Your choice of special matters a lot for Jacob, and whether you choose a 2, 3, 4, or 5 charge special will impact which units you can kill reliably. In general, I feel like the 3 charge specials are the safest bet since they sidestep guard without wasting special charge. Because Jacob is a dedicated ranged attacker, he is susceptible to melee units, but his bulk makes him hard to one-round KO without dancer support or special activations. In a weird twist of fate, not retaliating in melee can actually save Jacob's life. Some units won't generate enough special to kill him. Using Bold Fighter is one thing, but what are some good ways that we can counter it? The simplest counter is to use guard. My video on guard is a bit outdated, but most of the reasoning in it still stands. Units with Bold Fighter rely on their special, so guard can slow them down. Then, by combining guard and quick riposte, you can retaliate with your own special. Just remember that guard alone is not enough to counter Halloween Jacob or any other Bold Fighter unit that wields a brave weapon. If guard isn't an option, you can always use breaker skills, but there's a catch. Because breakers nullify follow-ups and Bold Fighter guarantees a follow-up, they actually cancel out and reduce the attack to a speed check. Is that dumb? Yeah, kinda, but it's something we just have to live with. Third, and this is what I recommend, attack Bold Fighter units on the player phase. Enemy phase units are great, but Bold Fighter punishes teams that are too defensive. This means that one of the best answers to Bold Fighter, if you want to stay within the same score range, is to use Bold Fighter yourself. Go figure. If you want to run player phase anti-armor builds that aren't armors, you still have strong options though. You can use sweep effects. Units like Soleil or Cordelia do a great job of engaging armored targets safely by sweeping them. If that's not possible for you, try using effective damage. Hammers, heavy spears, and armor smashers give a gigantic attack boost. Finally, player phase magic builds can answer armored units, but they do give up a lot in terms of score and often die to distant counter retaliation hits. There's not much else to say. Whether you feel Bold Fighter is overpowered, overrated, or if you use it yourself is up to you. But Bold Fighter is a big part of the arena metagame, and handling it correctly is important. I don't think it's going to go away anytime soon. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please consider leaving a like or subscribing. You can find me on Twitter @DireThunderYT, so feel free to send me cool stuff or just drop by to say hello. As always, I hope to see you next time. Take care.